So the Xbox 360 will be shutting down their own servers regarding their online store. And honestly, I don't know how to feel about it. Because yeah, I mean, who cares? It's just the online store for the 360, not the actual online servers themselves. But regardless, I wanted to make a video about something like this because of how much memories the online store has given me and how cool it just was for me at the time to use something as nice as the Xbox Online Store. Let's see where this video takes us because, I mean, I'm not too good at like rambling on about like certain things because then I just ramble away to something else. Like I'm kind of doing it right now, but I want to talk about how amazing the Xbox 360 Online Store was and what kind of stuff it's brought us, especially when it came to, playing in its prime. So let's get down to it. Other than Minecraft demos though, it wasn't just this that made the Xbox 360 store so much fun. It was all the games that were sold there that made it iconic. At least the indie games. Most of these games were like what? Below 10 bucks at the very most, and like for the most part like it'd be like $1 or 25 cents, or like at the very most from what I've seen is $3. I haven't seen the actual pricing for all these games because I don't exactly remember. It's not like I could go back to see them anyways. So that's one thing I appreciated about them though. It was the fact that these games were just so basic and fun and actually included your own custom avatars at the time and made the use of them instead of just being there for existence sake. I mean, I could be talking about how, you bought this game called Comedy Nightclub where you could just literally huddle up and say the most worst jokes in existence.
Alright, once I was a baby, and then I got shot, and then I shot the guy back.
What the fuck are they talking about?
Or you can play this flirting game to get you, ready for, we're not stepping into that boundaries. But let's get to one of the games that, I kind of want to talk about that it's so interesting. I'm just going to bring up a few games that, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this, but I kind of just want to just bring them up for all, like, commentary sake because they're just interesting and fun. I've never actually owned these games personally. I would have played them with my friends now and then. So yeah, they owned them. I didn't exactly own them, but I do have some fond memories of old indie games just being in my friends' Xbox, which is I just find hilarious because, mostly, they're all goofy as heck. So like, there's this one game called Avatar Fear. And in this game, it's a very faint memory, but I do remember playing it. And it's where you literally just explore a Mayan temple by yourself or your friends if you decide to play together, where you just explore this weird map and collect a certain amount of artifacts in order to win the game. Now, this is peak horror. I mean, you can't really say much other than, it's basically your Slender Man, like, kind of ish game at the time, because all you're doing is just collecting artifacts. And the harder it is, the more artifacts you have to pick up. I mean, just how much artifacts you need to get just to defeat this Mayan weird creature. But, like, I mean, you can't argue with the game. It's an interesting game. The atmosphere is there, but honestly, it was just a game where you just get to play as your avatar, and you can't really argue. I mean, you got your money's worth. It's just a normal, basic game where, the harder it is, the more shit you have to do, and honestly, it wasn't too fun, but it was pretty funny to play with friends now and then every night. So, there's that. Oh, what's that? You can't afford to buy Call of Duty because your parents don't want you to play it? Then let me introduce you to Avatar Warfare. Having only been released around the time the Xbox 360 was about to be replaced by its older brother or younger brother at the time, the Xbox One, this awesome first-person shooter has you playing as your own avatar and unlock and level up your characters and shoot each other in a child-friendly manner. This might not look like much, but to us kids, this was peak gaming on the Xbox 360. And honestly, I can't really argue with a game like this. I mean, I think it was around $3 at the time where you just, get to play this with your friends. And if you guys didn't have Call of Duty, or if, like, let's say your rich friend had Call of Duty and all you had was friends that are poor as well, then, you just get to play that game. I mean, I just remember having it in my Xbox just sitting there, but, all of a sudden, it wasn't too bad. It was just a game you'd get to play whenever you didn't have the latest Call of Duty, or you just did not want to play, your old Call of Duty. Whatever it was, whatever you played, I feel like you could just play this peak gaming type of game where you just shoot each other and just have fun. And it wasn't too gruesome. I mean, it was just your basic first-person shooter that was, well, as an indie game in the Xbox 360. So can't really argue with that. That's definitely a reminder right there. Speaking of peak Xbox 360, let's talk about the time where the Xbox 360 port of Minecraft hasn't arrived just yet. I know, pretty scary time. And there was only, if not multiple studios willing to bring something like Minecraft to the Xbox 360. And guess who these were, or guess what these games were? Well, in first instance of a Minecraft ripoff would happen to be Fortress Craft. And honestly, being released in April 2011, it was pretty famous for at least some certain amount of people, where for only $3 you get to get a game where you can, you know, mess around with the maximum amount of, what, 31 people? Damn! I wonder if anyone has had a video of like a lobby being this full of with that many players. I find it cool and funny on how much Minecraft there were. I mean, look at this one called Castle Miner Z, and look, you're literally shooting a gun, and where you literally kill monsters and craft guns. Like, what? Nah, man, this game was way ahead of its time, because this just could have been any other kind of normal indie game shooter, but it just chose to put in a Minecraft-esque setting. And when most of everything else isn't even blocky, like, you might as well have just made it a different game instead of just saying it's Minecraft. But I guess the only aspect that would just save this game from not being a Minecraft game is the fact that you can just build your own gun, so you can craft them as much as you want. Now that's just funny. I may be talking about masterpieces like Avatar Warfare and Avatar Fear and all these Minecraft ripoffs, but don't even get me started on the amount of people that made me want to get the Impossible game. This game itself has like brought so many kids down to their knees and just throw their controllers at the TV or monitor, whatever you had, that, you know, it just made you lose your crap. You thought it'd be easy because you saw it on, what, every old YouTuber's video, and, you know, you thought, oh man, I can just jump these spikes like nothing. No, you sucked. You just blatantly sucked. Unless you put hours and hours, or use a training mode like a little girl, then guess what? You ain't gonna get anywhere. This game just made you lose your sanity, because even if you were to use in training mode, you wouldn't hear a single bit of that awesome music that you'd like to hear. No, and this was just level 1. There was more. And guess what? They costed money. So you basically paid to get tortured. At the very least, this game was like $1 from what I remember, and I still have it. But I've never gone to beating it because I just did not want to spend that much time when I could have just been playing something like Black Ops 2 or Minecraft. So guess what? I hated you. The one thing I just loved about you was just the fact that a lot of YouTubers just cried about not being able to beat you, or just rage. So that's literally the only thing you brought upon me, other than these old memories where I just hated you. I don't know how you did this to me, but I hated you. Ugh. A lot of the games that, you know, the Xbox 360 store would have would be like also like Meat Boy and Battle Block Theater. I remember people always raging over, you know, Super Meat Boy, because obviously it would just be a pain in the butt to beat all these freaking stages. But, you know, Battle Block Theater would just bring a lot of good memories. I remember a lot of like my friends having them in like their demo, you know, game library. And honestly, it was definitely worth the money. It was definitely a lot as much worth as like Minecraft. If you were to buy Minecraft first and then buy this game, I would not be mad. Or Super Meat Boy, unless you like torturing yourself and playing hard games, then definitely, you know, get that game as well. I mean, there was definitely a lot more games in the Xbox 360 store library, but like there was just too many to name off that like it's just so much, you know. Like I personally have gone through so much stuff and, you know, just gone through the menus, but to the point where I haven't even tried all these games because, well, to be frank, I was just playing Minecraft and having fun with Call of Duty. Just your basic kid stuff. So you can't really be arguing with me. But for the most part, I used to just love watching people play these random games. The fact that, you know, all these games are just so blatantly simple and, you know, just you know, that's the epitome of of all these games. They're games. And like, the fact that all these games just exist and, you know, are kind of going away, you won't be able to see them. At least like certain games won't be able to be seen, in my opinion. I don't see them porting Avatar Warfare, you know, to the Xbox One or the current Xbox, you know, games. I mean, some of the stuff might be backwards compatible, but for the most part, I want to like talk about the vibes that this console has brought to the, you know, well, the online community. When it came to the Xbox community, at the very least, there was just a lot that, you know, you could play and have fun with, that, you know, it's just amazing how much stuff they could bring, you know, and make so many people's childhoods or teenhoods, whatever you hold where you're. I was a kid, so for the most part, yeah, it was just straight fire. You cannot argue with me that all these games, no matter how annoying, how much confusing it was, how boring, how stupid, how, weird it was in general, you cannot deny it's shaped our childhoods in a very nice way. And it's kind of be sad to see it go. It's almost been like 20 years since the console came out, and frankly, I'm feeling old as heck. Okay, as I was just blabbering on about, like how amazing this store is and, some of the memories I personally have had with all these games, I kind of also wanted to bring up some weird, and I mean weird stuff that, well, I wouldn't say completely weird, but for the most part, it was just stuff that was out of the ordinary with Xbox 360. And I have just found out that there is a massage game, indie game, mind I add, where, well, you would make the controller vibrate based on how far you move the analog sticks. And yeah, very interesting stuff, mind I add. It's yeah, I don't know what you'd use this for. I mean, I can't imagine anyone like putting a controller on someone's bag just to, massage it everywhere. But who am I to get, no, I'm pretty sure somebody's done it. I can't really say that, well, they're weird for it. So, I mean, if it worked, it worked. But, there's also this weird flirting game. And I think it was just this, those shows where you basically just try your best to like get the girl or something. And I can't really think of much of what to say about this. I mean, other than the people who made these games were pretty interesting people. And you can't judge them too hard because I don't even know how to make a game, let alone make a flirting game like that. Well, to be fair, I don't exactly want to be known for that, but that's not the point. The main point is these games are weird. And there's just a ton of, and I mean a bunch of weird games that I could bring up and talk about. And I don't know if you guys would actually like me to. I kind of just wanted to talk about a bit. I just wanted to talk about a bit on, how much I'm going to miss the Xbox 360 Live Store. And how much it meant to me as a kid, because back then I never had a router. I never had internet at all. I'd have to borrow it from my neighbors and steal it from him to be able to play online for like a year and a half before I finally told my parents to, get internet, and I showed them how to. And basically, it was one of the best times of my life to finally be able to be online and just explore everything on Xbox Live, because this is basically a dream. It was something I could not achieve at the time. And once it was achieved, it was just something I could not get my eyes off. So whenever I saw an online game on the Xbox Live Store, then by all means, I downloaded a demo and I played it. And it was just fun from then on. And I can't really argue with that because, well, even if like I couldn't afford most things, the Xbox Live Store would just come in clutch with all those demos. And I can't really, I can't really say I won't miss it because of that. So yeah, thanks for listening to me blabber on. Just let me know if you guys would want to hear more stuff like this. I'm not exactly amazing when it comes to like commentary stuff, but I will be doing my best to not just sound like I'm rambling on all the time. So hopefully you guys, could find this video and like it and subscribe, and hopefully you guys like the vibe I'm giving off. And for the most part, yeah, we're gonna miss you, Xbox 360 live servers. At the very least, the online still works, but the store is just gone. So yeah, that's all it is. So thanks for watching. Until next time.